Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to my 100th card video. I cannot believe it's been 100 videos. I'm excited. So for this card, I'm going to take some Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper, and I'm punching out these 1 1/4 inch squares. This paper is actually retired, but you can use pretty much any pattern paper. And I'm just using a fingertip sponge dauber to ink the edges. And then I just used a piece of scrap paper as a background, and I'm going to apply them in a quilt pattern. And I had some confusion on how I was going to lay out the different squares and patterns, but what you want to do is you want to make sure you have one of each on each row, but not two of the same touching each other. This is the Fifth Avenue floral set. I'm using some Versamark ink because I'm going to be embossing. That's a embossing buddy, and it removes the static off your paper so you don't get that stray embossing powder on your paper. I store my embossing powders in little Tupperwares. It makes it a lot easier for cleanup. I'm using this stipple brush to just sort of brush the excess powder on there. Because of the inked edges of the squares, it got a little bit extra on there. And I'm heating it up, and I heat up the back, and that kind of helps with the warping. Now I'm using Copic markers, and I'm going to go over the pattern paper, and I slowed it down here so you could see I'm doing it all over. I'm using 3 different shades of pink. And I'm going to do my lightest shade first all over the whole petal. And I'm going to do one petal at a time so that it doesn't dry and I get a chance to blend it. And then I'm going to go in with the darkest color. And this is just my technique. There's a couple of other ways you could do it. But I like to do my all over lightest color, then I do the darkest. And then I go in with the medium color and I blend it together. Now when you're working with an embossed image, I realized that the embossing portion of it will actually bleed into your marker, so you want to be careful. That's why I'm going slowly, is you don't want to touch the embossed pieces. Now I went in here with some red, and I just did the inside edge of the petal, which is where the shadow would be, and then I blended it in with darkest pink color. And then after that I went back in with my lightest color and I just blended the whole thing together. I know when you first see the whole card, it seems like, wow, that looks so good, I can't do it. But when you do it one petal at a time and just use that same exact all over lightest and then the darkest in the at the top, and then that red on the inside, it works if you just do it on every single petal. It's a little time consuming, but it looks good when it's done. Now I'm taking some more of that chocolate chip ink. I wanted to just get a more defined edge, so I'm inking the edges one more time. I'm using the Hero Arts envelope pattern stamp, and I'm using crumb cake ink, so I get a tone-on-tone look. And my favorite stamp set, Thank You Kindly. And I have my, first I'm going to adhere this with my ATG gun, which is very, very sticky tape. And I keep the vellum with my stamp set, so I don't have to use that Stamp-A-Majig sheet every time. And I'm going to take my corner chomper, and I'm using the 1/2 inch rounded corner to finish it off. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching all my videos. I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you next week.